Hey, Cincy family. My name is Shantae Davis. I am director with Team Where's the Wick? Not Here. Miss Jennifer, a very good friend of mine, an amazing mentor, asked that I share with you some of my sponsoring tips and some of my secret sauce. Unfortunately, there is no secret sauce, but I will definitely share with you what I know and how I work my business. I will tell you a little bit about myself. Super duper long story short. I started my Cincy journey about 5 years ago. Um, I had never before Cincy worked a direct sales business ever. I had never even thought about it. Um, I had a day job and I worked in association management for many, many years. I was a manager at Bath and Body Works for many, many years, and I worked for the county of Riverside in California. So never ever sales really, other than Bath and Body Works. Um, and so another manager at my day job at the time brought in her Scentsy warmer and her testers, and I was just kind of checking it out. She brought it in, and I'm like, I'm a Bath and Body Works girl. I've got my candles. I'm set with that. I'm good. And I didn't really give it a second thought that day. I kind of got my, lunch and went to my office, and that's where I sat while all the girls were in there oohing and ahhing over the Scentsy. So every month she brought in a warmer and she brought in a tester. And every month I would slide in the lounge and I'd check it out without anyone seeing me. And I just kind of fell in love. And it took me 4 months to decide to join Scentsy. So at the end of that 4 months, I go in and I ask her, okay, how do I get started? And she's like, how do you get started with what? I'm like, how do I get started to sell Scentsy? She's like, I didn't even know you were interested. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't tell you because I didn't want you bugging me about it. But I know for sure now I want to do it. What do I need to do? So I went in there and signed up right there on company time. I sure did. Started my Scentsy business and didn't look back. So I worked my Scentsy business along with my day job for a year and a half. At that point, my income was supplementing basically my day job income. And my husband, oh goodness, I'm going to go back a little bit. I met my husband in high school. We've been together 25 years. When he tried out for the basketball team, we found out that he had some heart issues. They did a physical. So as years went on, we've got five kiddos. He was 26 at the time, and they told us that he had congestive heart failure. So we didn't understand why and what was going on. A few more years later, they told us that he needed a heart transplant, and they gave him a year to live. So in the back of my mind, I had always been thinking like there's something more for me. There's something more for us as a couple, as a family, um, because I just didn't want him putting more strain on his body, working. And so Scentsy was actually a blessing in disguise. So um, anyway, long story short, he has been transplanted. He's doing great. He is still working, but we are looking at probably him cutting his hours almost in half towards the end of this year. So I am praying that everything works out as planned. Um, so anyway, I am going to share with you um, just a few things that I've picked up along the way with my Scentsy business. You have to be yourself. Um, you can't be anybody else. You can't try to be anybody else because people are going to know that you're not being authentic and you're not keeping it real. And in this business, you have to because your team members, your customers, they're not only buying into this product, this business, they're buying into you. So they've got to be connected. They've got to feel connected with you, and you've got to just be you. And it's okay if you find that you're shy and you're not very outgoing. this business will definitely push you out of your comfort zone. If you want to grow your business, I wouldn't worry so much about the shyness. Just baby steps. You'll get there. Baby steps. Um, I did have some notes too on the side, so you'll probably see me kind of glance to the side. Um, Also, you've got to be excited about your business. You've got to be excited about when you're sharing your business. I don't consider myself a salesperson. Nope. I consider myself in a relationship building business because that's what this is. It is all about relationships. And you continue to build those great, solid relationships, referrals are going to come your way like crazy. And that is what I'm finding happens with me with my customers. So I will put a post on Facebook and I will private message them and ask them, would they mind sharing my post? Most of the time they say, sure, no problem, because I've taken good care of them as my customers. Your customers are your future team members, hostesses, and those hostesses are your future team members. I mean, you just never ever know. So that's why you got to make sure you take care of everyone. You make everyone feel special because they're not going to forget that. They are definitely going to remember how you made them feel. And when you ask that favor of them sharing your post, they're not going to hesitate. So always take care of your customers because you never know what they're going to end up. Um, be generous. So I have had numerous basket parties, catalog parties that I've sent out and to my customers. And then they've decided, okay, I did an amazing job hosting this Scentsy catalog party. How do I join? What do I need to do? And I will then tell them, well, if this is something that you want to do, then I am going to gift you your party. It's yours. You're going to make the commission off of it. And, she's joining the team. And that's only right. You've got to be generous. You've got to do that because those are her contacts anyway. So, you've got to do that and don't look at it like you're missing out on anything. You're not missing anything. You are gaining a team member. I would rather have a team member over a customer any day. So it's all good. It's all good. Um, Make sure that you are being a good leader. So a couple of years ago, since he asked me to speak at our spring sprint in California, and I spoke about recruiting one-on-one. And it's actually on YouTube if you want to go take a look at it. I think I called it Recruiting 101 Spring Sprint 2014. Oh, now it's 3 years ago. Wow. But anyway, I spoke about all the different B's. There's 7 B's in recruiting for me anyway. So it's like be authentic, be yourself, be generous, and you have to be a good leader. So being a good leader, you want to make sure that you have in your circle other leaders because you want to learn from them. Jennifer and I have thrown stuff back and forth between one another, and it's just been great. The outcome has been great. And that's what you need. You need someone to bounce ideas off of. Some good and do amazing things, and then some not so good, and you just can't it. It's that easy. But sometimes you do need that other person that you can kind of run it by and get some opinions. So surrounding yourself with other good leaders will help you build yourself as a good leader. Reading is good. There's a lot of different books. Mary Christensen has Be a Recruiting Superstar, Be a Party Plan Superstar. I love Mary Christensen's books. I have a very hard time paying attention long, so I like audiobooks. So I listen to Mary Christensen's audiobooks. Her accent's kind of heavy on them, but I love it. They're so good. Um, Eric Ward has the GoPro book. And then Steve Wilshire is really good. He does webinars and seminars online as well. So definitely continue to grow yourself, and people will see, others around you will see that you are growing. They're going to want to be a part of your team. So you just make sure that you continue to grow yourself. Be teachable. Remain teachable, please, because there is always going to be something else for you to learn, always. And you want that extra knowledge. You want it. You need it. Um, so I also want to share with you. So, where are my next recruits? Your next recruits, like I said, are your customers, your hostesses. Be sure to send out thank you cards. Your customers and your hostesses, um, they really appreciate that. That goes a long way, that little thank you card saying, thank you for your order. I don't care how much the order was. It could be a 3-pack of wax. I'm sending you a thank you card because that counts. Every dollar counts for our businesses. And continuing to build those relationships, letting them know that you appreciate them, they appreciate that. So continue to do that. Always do that. Um, I am really huge on Facebook. It's free advertising. Um, you've got access to thousands of people that you probably would have never come across, um, that are your friends' friends, your friends' friends. So I actually put a post out, um, looking for previous consultants last month, and I put that out, and then I asked, oh my goodness, I asked probably 50 people to share that. And each person shared it. And then, they shared it with someone else. It got shared several times. And I got a lot of good contacts from it. I have a lot of new teamies that came back to me that weren't under me prior to. And they're thriving. And sometimes that's what it takes. It takes a different group of people, a different connection, and that they may not have gotten that first time. So it's working. It's working for me. So just be sure to share on Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget about Instagram, and use those hashtags on Instagram. And oh, what I will recommend is, don't use hashtags that are work from home, um, want a Cincy business, um, earn money from home. Don't do any of those, because what you're going to attract is other consultants in other businesses. So you don't necessarily want to do that. So I would use hashtags that are hobbies, like hashtag knitting, um, sewing, dog lover. If you want to go for specific dogs, you could put Yorkie lover. Um, and then when those type of people start liking your posts and making comments, that's how you would kind of work in that, since he's safe for your pets, since he would be a great hobby. A lot of people start off with Cincy being a hobby, and then it end up turning into a full-blown career. So you just never ever know what your team members are going to grow into. So um, you just make sure you just take care of everyone, just because you never know. Oh wow, 13 minutes. Okay. All right. I also have, yeah, recruiting with a purpose. Ain't that the truth? Um, Not just anyone. I'm kind of back and forth with this because I feel like um, you just never know what anyone's going to do, like I said. But recruiting with a purpose, there's a list of occupations that do well as Cincy consultants. Nurses is one. Um, Teachers are another. Um, Teachers do amazing because they're exposed to so many different people. Um, and um, and people that are in sales, and they may not be in direct sales, but they are in some type of sales field, and they connect very well with people. um, those are ones that are just instant, rock stars. And that's what you want. You want people that want to build relationships, and they're easy to talk to other people. And those that are shy and withdrawn and introverts, they'll gradually come out if that's what they want to do. You know, you've got to make up your mind that this is a business for you. You're going to work it as a business. You want others to take you seriously, um, and you'll be surprised at how much you actually grow. Um, you've got to take it serious. You can't have on your Facebook page um, just pure nonsense, and you cussing, and you've got all kind of explicit pictures. People aren't going to take you seriously. You've got to take your business serious, and you've got to show people that you're serious about it, and they'll actually come to you. So any Scentsy events that you go to and you take photos, make sure you post those. People need to see that we have fun, that we have a party business. We party. Even when we're working, it's a party. So you want them to want to have a piece of the pie. So always um, post all that good stuff that you have going on, reunion, leadership, all that's important. And then dream team lists. Dream team list is important. So a dream team list are people that I meet along the way, and they are just amazing from the get go. I believe in them. I see something in them. They may not see it at the time, but I see it. So I put them on my dream team list. And I'm sure to just contact them whenever we have any type of joint specials, um, just any type of information that I feel as though they would need, or something that would help them make the decision to start their Scentsy business. Um, and how I contact them just kind of depends. Different people have their languages, so some I will text. So I'll have the join image in my phone, and I will text them. Hey Jennifer, this is Shantae with Scentsy. How you doing, lady? All right, I got a great special for you this month. Okay, let me know if you're ready to take that leap. And I will send her the image with like what's all included in the join kit for the month. So you just want to make sure that you keep your communication open with those people on your dream team list. And your dream team list is going to change. It should be changing. You should actually be crossing people off that list because they've joined your team. And you should actually be adding people on that list because you've met someone else that's amazing. So um, be sure to start that list if you haven't already. It is great. Keep it in like a notebook where you can just kind of cross it off and just keep it forever. That's your forever dream team. Like I said, you're constantly crossing off, adding on, crossing off, adding on. That should be something you should always be doing with it. If you're not doing that, then something's not right. You should always be putting people on, taking people off. And Facebook. Yep, I did that. Yep. Yep, share your business. Take accountability for your business. That is a big one. As much as we as leaders want you to succeed, um, if you don't put the plans in motion that we've thrown out there, or we've went over your annual sales plan, if you don't actually work it, we can't work it for you. So you've got to hold yourself accountable, and you got to do it. I mean, because we could want it so bad for you. And if you don't want it, or you're not working it, it's not going to happen. So be accountable. Be accountable. You have got an amazing director, and you've got access to other amazing directors, and I mean, superstar directors, star directors, all of them. And, we're all here to guide you along the way. So don't hesitate. And you can feel free to send me a friend request. I do not mind. Shantae Davis. And my profile picture is just a pic of me. Just send it to me. The more the merrier. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions for me, let me know. I'll be on the page for, I think, another 24 hours or so. Oh, one more thing. I almost forgot. Okay, so my team is international. I got my first international team member from Australia. So how I got her was a total fluke. So I was playing Candy Crush, and I noticed that there was this girl always at number one. Like I had not beat her and I had been playing and I was like on level 300. And she was constantly showing up number one, number one, number. And so finally I beat her like on level 360 something. And I sent her a message because you're able to do that. So I sent her a message and I'm like, Kira, I beat you. I cannot believe it. You've been number one forever and I beat you on this one level. Okay. So she, sends me a message back. She's cracking up. She's laughing at me and she's like, well, congratulations. So I'm like, you should totally work for Candy Crush because you are just great. And she's like, yeah, I'm actually waiting for them to make more levels. I'm on level like 700 and something, she said. And I'm like, what? So I'm excited at level three something. And she's like, double where I am. And so she's like, I told her, yeah, you should totally work for Candy Crush. And she's like, that would be an awesome job. And I'm like, yeah, it would, right? And I'm like, what do you do? And she said, I'm a bartender at a local bar. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then normally the question that comes back to you is, well, what do you do? And I told her I have a wickless candle company. And she was like, I've never heard of that. And so I said, yeah, Scentsy. We had just opened up in Australia probably 7 months before that. And she said she'd never heard of it. So I immediately got her information to Skype her. I asked her, do you have Skype? And she said, yes. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. I got her on Skype. I walked her around my entire house. I showed her every warmer. I showed her how to change the wax. I sat on the floor with testers and smelled them and was telling her the different fragrances and the tones that I got from it. And she joined my team that very next week. Kira, very strong recruiter. My team was built to 22 probably over that course of the first 8 months of her joining Scentsy. Strong recruiter. So I said all that to say, well, not to say play Candy Crush all day, every day, looking for Australian team members. But you never know. You just never know. You never know where your next team member is going to come from. Um, and just be kind to everyone because that kindness goes a long way. And those referrals come from people um, that care about you and that like you. And like I said, like the way you made them feel. So, all right, guys, I think I've babbled on enough. I did 22 minutes. So, like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I hope that I did not babble too long or too much or too fast. And I hope that you at least got a little bitty microscopic nugget from what I just went over with you. I care about my Scentsy sisters and brothers. And if you feel as though you need to connect with me, you can totally do that. I'm here for you. So take care and let's rock 2017. All right. Bye, guys.